Oh, look at my precious babies. Oh, yes. It's time to eat Thanksgiving food. This is healthy. Hi, little sloths. Welcome to my mukbang. Now, I don't even know exactly what I'm going to title this. I think I'm going to do something along the lines of healthy, whole food. It's like, this looks like a Thanksgiving platter. We have a squash. Oh, it's a little liquidy. We have stuffed potatoes, stuffed bell pepper. These are all the stuffed things. Stuffed. So these are all stuffed things. And over here I have 2 stuffed potatoes and 2 more. Mr. Noodle, get on your side. If you pull out her weave in front of everyone, you are gonna get in trouble. So yes, all these stuffed potatoes. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 potatoes, a huge squash, and a bell pepper. And so this is like my healthy mukbang. And yes, we have Mr. Noodle and we have Mr. Roberto, the 2 non-amigos. Mr. Noodle, wanna come over here? Oh, it's okay. That's Orland. Thank you, Roberto. It's okay, Mr. Noodle's used to the spotlight anyways. Okay, so now it's just me and Mr. Noodle. Mr. Noodle, here, you want a seed? You rarely eat. We don't give him seeds that often because seeds can actually make the birds die a little faster. So anyways, I'm very hungry. All I've had today was like 5 bananas. So I had bananas today for the first time in like forever. Oh, yeah, I haven't had bananas since like at least 2 weeks ago. This is my first time making a baked potato in our oven. Wow, it's so nice. So I'm gonna open it up. Now this is very clean, very, very clean. And there's a reason I'm doing this. So, oh, it just tastes so healthy. I mean, there's a little seasoning, a little salt, a little oil, but very, you know, you guys, I'm like doing all my junk and stuff. And it's like, okay, now I'm starting to feel the effects. I'm kind of like, oh. So it's not like I don't fit in my clothes any longer. It's not as if like, oh, but I don't know. I'm just like, okay, I've gained at least 10 pounds and I know I can lose it very, very quickly because I know a lot of it's just water weight. You know, when you eat things you're not used to, like Burger King, then your body kind of just like, it holds onto water for whatever reason it does. You know, more salt. And again, like, over exercising in Florida, so I decided I need to do a very a healthy mukbang today. By the way, I'm wearing a hat because my hair is just crazy. I know. Can you say noodle? Say noodle. Okay, you can have a bite. Like I said, this is very safe for the birds. Low oil, low salt, whole foods. And this is actually better for them than them eating seeds or the bird food that you get from the store. So, you know, it's like a part of me was like, I don't even want to talk about this with you guys. You know, I'm here to just be positive and stuff. But sometimes it's like, well, I also have to be myself and be honest. And so, excuse me, I'm just kind of like, okay, 30 mukbangs of mostly junk. It's time to have a healthy meal. You know, bananas for the first time in weeks, like I said. So that's why I'm doing this. I also have a knife here, which is really nice. Cut open, baked potato. Oh, noodle. Oopsie. Here's the potato. It still kind of has it still has the skins on it, and you can almost see it steaming, maybe. It's nice, isn't it, Mr. Noodle? You want a little Caesar noodle? Oh! So how are you today, you guys? I told you how I feel. I feel like I need a healthy meal. Sometimes you need a balance. How is your day? Oh, my goodness. Baked pepper. And let me show you what's inside the pepper, like actually. Okay, there's like chopped potato. Oh, it's dripping. Mostly potatoes and some onions. Mostly potatoes, yeah. This is like a starch-heavy meal. Ooh. Tastes like Thanksgiving noodle. Noodle. Yoo-hoo, can you whistle for me? Can you whistle? Can you, no, I want you to whistle. Woo-hoo. See, I can't whistle. I can't mimic it for him. Say, no, what up? I'm sorry. I don't know how to whistle. Okay, Orlin whistled, but it's too late here. He's already eating. Oops. Never have been able to whistle. You know when you're a kid and you first learn how to do these things? And I remember being with my sister in the car one day. Probably at the grocery store because we would get on my mother's nerves and she'd be like, you just sit in the car for 30 minutes and I'll come and get you. Now, I know someone would be like, that's child abuse. But it's not like it was 90 degrees or anything. And we preferred it, she preferred it, everyone's happy. We could sit and like, just not have to walk around. Wow, this is delicious. Hearty. There's tomato in here as well too. But yeah, I remember sitting in the car with my sister and I could snap. But my sister could whistle. And so I would try to teach her how to snap. And she would teach me how to whistle. And to this day, I still can't whistle. I don't know if she can snap. Honestly, I don't know. Oh, so I want to try this. Squash. This kind of looks like a long avocado. Like a little smash there. But, interesting. Tastes like pumpkin. A little more like, I know this isn't as visually pleasing, but I need to reach what I'm doing so I don't spill all over the tablecloth. Oh, I forgot to change the tablecloth. Today I was going to use green for, you know, health. Oh, well. Today I went on a bike ride. Now, in Florida, I overdid it, right? So when I came back to Florida, I basically sat on my butt every single day for like 4 days in a row. Right? Let's see, I came back Sunday. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Today's Friday or Saturday. Okay, a whole week almost on my butt. Yeah. No exercise. Even though every time I see my bike, I'm like, ooh, I just want to pet it. It's so beautiful. Have you guys seen? Yeah, I showed it a little bit in one of my mukbangs. It's so beautiful. Every time I see it, I just want to touch it and pet it. And it's so lightweight, I can lift it up on my shoulder. It's beautiful. But anyways, today I went on my bike ride, right? It was nice. Felt very out of breath. I was on it for maybe 25 minutes, 20 minutes. Not that long. Just a little bit. See, we happen to live by hills, which is basically the entire country. Except in the Amazons. The Amazons is flat, but that's the only... Oh, you want some more? That's fine. You want a seed? Noodle. Here you go. The Amazons is flat. And it's like the opposite side of us. The neighbors opening the windows. It looks like it might rain, but that's every day. This squash here, it's bringing back a memory with my cousin Elizabeth. Now, I've never talked about Elizabeth to you guys ever before. Have I? No. Talked about my mom, my dad, my sisters. And a little bit about my aunt that Orlin likes, and well, we both like, you know, but he really likes my aunt. But Elizabeth, she is the daughter of my mom's sister. Okay? My mom's sister, my aunt, right? Her daughter. Anyways, I remember when I was staying at my parents' house and I was using my dad's garden to grow like 14 tomato plants. I would literally eat a tray of tomatoes this big and be like, that's my dinner with like 5 avocados. That's what I used to do. Anyways, I was growing, this is squash. No, this is zucchini. I was growing zucchinis as well as cucumbers. They all turned out really nice, actually. Miracle Grow, I think. That's what did it. Anyways, she came to visit because her mother, my Aunt Trisha, recently moved in close to where my parents live. So she's come to visit and check up on her mom, and you know, she lives in Boston. And I gave her a zucchini. It's like, hey, welcome. Like, I'm growing these. Here, have one. And it was this huge, like twice as big, very thick, this huge, you know. And personally, I don't like zucchinis when they're that large. How many of you have ever had, excuse me, a very large zucchini? That sounds real bad. Oh. Well, they're more hollow and they're harder, they're starchier. Are you still eating? Here, have a piece of squash noodle. They're not as pleasant as the little baby ones. The little baby ones are creamier, and creamy is not the right word, but they're softer, smaller. Because these are in the, I know, here, say noodle. These are in the gourd family. So if you let these ripen on the vine, they grow on a vine in the ground, they get hollow on the inside. Oh, crunch, crunch. Crunch, 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 crunch. And no, oops, that was your piece. Ah, kura. You said run. Oh, yeah. Mmm. Mmm. Delicious. Well, I'm putting my hand here, because see, you dropped it. What did I tell you? I knew you would drop it. And anyways, I gave her this big zucchini, and she was like, what am I going to do with that? You know, because the average person isn't going to eat a huge zucchini anytime soon. I know, bigger than that. Here, it's on my fingers. It's on my fingers, which you're afraid of. He hates fingers. I don't know. That's not really an exciting story, is it? Mmm. Mmm. Here you go. You can eat out this little pan. Here you go. See, he wants to be fed. Anyways, Elizabeth, I used to call her my sweet babu. And I got that name from, what was it? Charles Chicken. What's his name? Mr. Noodle. Charlie Brown. Charlie Brown's Christmas. And the character, Charlie Brown had this girlfriend, or he had a crush on her, and she called him, or another character, my sweet babu. And I used to watch that show with her, and I ended up calling her my sweet babu when I was a little kid. She did something weird. Where are you going? She did something really nice, and that was when I was a child. When I was a child, she recorded herself, like a cassette tape, of her reading children's books. I used to listen to that to fall asleep. And it was the littlest thing. All she did was go to the library, get some books, or my favorite books, which were always train books. And I loved hearing her voice. You know, when you're a child, you make these connections with your parents or your relatives. When the voice is so stimulating to children. And so she would read these books to me. I would put it on my little cassette tape, because we never lived close to each other. It took it an hour or two to get to where, Trisha's house. Aunt Trisha and cousin Elizabeth. So that's what she did. And I remember loving it. Laying in bed, listening to her voice, read the books. How many of you would like me to do that? I should start a little playlist on this channel of me read. How many parents are watching me? I was thinking about starting a playlist where I just read children's books, and it's like an hour long, and there's this playlist, so they play back to back, and you just put it on play to listen for your child to hear stories, bedtime stories, and help them relax. My ASMR, I'm not the biggest fan of, but reading, I think I would like. So it's something I would enjoy, and I would love to know any parents or big girls or big boys out there that want to listen for me to read the bedtime stories. Let me know if that's something you're interested in. Hello, you want to come? See, he's happy now. I put him down on the ground so that he can make some poo-poo. Oh, wait, are you going? So I'm gonna have this. That's my water. Yes, you guys, I have water over here. Water. Okay, let's spin this around here, and I want to have some baked potato. My dad says potato. How many of you? There's beets in here. Oh. Oh, doesn't that look very pretty? The beets. Oh, I love beets, you guys know. It's very hard and starchy. But potatoes aren't supposed to be like boiled potatoes, they're very soft. Baby potatoes. Here's a baby potato. Oh, I'm dropping stuff everywhere. Oh, these have interesting flavor. This is the piece of the squash. I like never eat squash ever, don't I? Gourds. Gordon. That's a boy's name. From Lizzie McGuire. That was a fun show. Oh, ew, there's like a weird taste in here. There's onions here at the bottom that give it like a nice little, it has like this black, well, you can see, there's like this black liquid down here. The onions produce this nice flavor. Now, let me finally have, this looks like a big snake, doesn't it? Let me finally have a bite of this and I'll tell you guys how it tastes. I'm gonna cut it open like this. He's going for a little ride, whee! Right, here it is, here's the squash. I'm gonna open it up. Well, no, maybe not. Oh, there's ujulcos inside. Ujulcos, it's a plant food that I love. Tastes very healthy, you know? You know, compared to yesterday. Yesterday I had hot dogs, stir fry, like fried lo mein noodles with, well, that's not that bad, but you know, avocado, and that's not bad either. But you know, all these processed hot dogs and stuff. Oh, ham. Oh, okay, sorry guys. Now, first of all, you're probably like, what are you apologizing for? Hello, it's still the mukbang, but I'm a little hot in the face. So I had to take a quick little break, which ended up being 20 minutes, and I'm out of breath from what I just did. So, oh my gosh. So I'm kind of like, whoa. Anyways, you guys, so I'm feeling really good. And let me continue this. Now this has probably gotten a little cold, but that's okay. It's not, wow, my cheeks. It's not even like super amazing just because there's like no spice. I mean, there's not that. I mean, oh yeah, the flavors are still good. The onion though. This is so Thanksgiving-y, isn't it? It's very like Thanksgiving-y. You know, I think I've talked about this before, maybe a long time ago. Everything's a blur. Everything is a blur with all my mukbangs. But one of my favorite parts about the holidays, besides the food, which was always nice, that was one of the only times my mom really wanted to cook, was the family games. That's nice. So, my family has this tradition that has slowly died in time as people have gotten older and moved away. But up until I moved on to college, we played family games. And these games, have I talked about this before? I'm sorry if I have. But it's for all the new sloths that maybe haven't seen that episode yet. Episode, not eating show. Board games. And every year we would try to play a new game. When I was younger, Santa Claus, you know, he would leave the presents for me, the presents for my sisters, and then he would leave a present for the family. And on the ticket, the little name tag, it would just say family. And that was always a game. And usually the youngest child of the children got to open it. Oh, crunch. Look at that. Lots of little crunchy bits in here. Oh, we had so many fun games. And it wasn't fun unless the entire family played. Now my family, there's a lot of big egos, or this person always wants to be right, or I want to be right, or my mom wants to be right, or my cousin wants to be right. And that's, you know, stems from a lot of the issues that the family had in terms of fights or not getting along, but it also is what made game night so fun. Because imagine if we were all soft little teddy bears like my dad, you know, doesn't really like to cause issues and will keep the comments to yourself type of guy, then the games wouldn't be as fun. I mean, to be honest, you know, your crazy aunt or your crazy uncle sometimes are the funniest. Because of what they have to say. What they have to say is sometimes funny. So, let's open this one. Okay. Has onions and peppers. So, I can't even remember all the games, what they were called. But we've gone through so many. I'm telling you guys, so many. We were playing this one game. Now, I was in 9th grade, or 10th grade. I was in 9th grade. Freshman year of high school, so off to big adventures, right? And I actually had this girlfriend. If I talked about this, I'm sorry. I'll say the story real quick though, so you guys aren't like, no, I've already heard this before. Her name was Laurel. She played violin with me. That's how I met her, at violin. At the Harrisburg Youth Symphony Orchestra. And was it there? I think so. Or maybe it was like a violin camp. No, it was Messiah College Orchestra Camp. Or was it? I think so. One of the two. But she actually, well, yes, definitely the Harrisburg one. And, so anyways, for Christmas, now I know I'm talking about Thanksgiving. This looks just like Thanksgiving. For Christmas, she went way overboard with the presents. I think her mom or dad, you know, her dad has a good job. He was a surgeon or some kind of doctor. So they had, you know, a lot of money, and that's besides the point. Well, the point is they decided to spend a big chunk of it on me. And they bought me this because I went through this phase where I was really into Hollister. Name brand, you know, that's what, you're influenced by all the classmates in the school. Everyone's wearing Hollister, and American Eagle, and Aeropostale, and Abercrombie and Fitch. Now, I can never afford Abercrombie and Fitch. But that's your way of knowing, oh, Mary, yeah, she's real rich. Kelsey can afford Hollister sandals. Oh, she has money. You know, so it was just, anyways. So we would get our clothes from the thrift store and, you know, up until we got to a certain age. And then we would go to Kohl's and Target and we would get our clothes there. And then once, you know, up until late high school, then I just bought my own. I'm like, okay, I'll earn some money, I'll do some stuff around the house, and I'll use it to spend on clothes so I can feel important in high school. Anyways, but at this time, no, I wasn't like, it was my first year, I think, first year of like really being into Hollister. So she got me, oh, I think I ate the stem of this. I'm not supposed to eat the stem. Yeah, I'm putting it over there. Ugh. Edit that part out. Nikocado, when you're editing this, make sure no one sees that. Gross. She got me a fur coat from Hollister. You know, it wasn't like completely made of fur, and I don't even think it was real fur, but it very well could have been for that price. And it was like this thick winter jacket, and the hood was a fur trim. And, you know, I liked it. She picked it out for me. She was, I mean, I think I may have told her that I liked them or something. That's why, or she thought it would have looked good on me, you know. The girl likes to dress her man. Okay, baby, you look good in that. Can't put this on. Yes. Yes, honey. Well, I enjoyed this coat. I wore the coat proudly. Look at me. There's the little Hollister birdie, tweet tweet, on the front. Made sure that was visible for when I walked around the school. But my family, they thought it was very funny. Now this is before I came out. Now my parents always knew, and so me having this girlfriend, they thought it was an experiment or testing the waters. You know. I've learned it's sometimes best not to say anything till you really know for sure. So, let me test the waters. And that's what I did. Well, back to the Thanksgiving meal, right? So we're eating our stuff. Then we have family game. Well, the games came before the dinner. I don't remember which. And we're playing this one game where you're on teams. So it was me and my cousin Elizabeth, my mom and my sister, my other sister, my dad, and my aunt, and maybe it was a threesome over there. Well, one of the questions was, if your component, the person you're competing against, if they had a boat, what would the name of the boat be? And so all the teams write down little answers, and then we give it to one person, and they read them all, and the person who has to guess who said what. Okay, maybe that didn't make sense. So yeah, everyone writes down what the boat would be named, and my little sister, who at the time was very young. You know, we're 7 years apart. So she was about 7 years old. She said, well, first of all, my mom was the one reading it, and she just burst out like, my mom has this obnoxious laugh that she just starts crying because she's laughing so hard. And it's over the littlest things, but she finds it funny, and, it's rare to see my mom laugh. So it's this like big polar, intense opposite of what she's usually like sometimes. So it's like, she's usually more serious, but then when she laughs, it's like all out, crying. But then again, she'll sit sipping on wine, so that may have something to do with it. I think all the adults were. I wasn't at that time. I don't think I was allowed. I don't even think I bothered. I don't think I dared to ask at that time. Well, someone's answer said, fur coats on a boat. And it made everyone laugh. And it was my little sister who wrote that. Oh my gosh. So this was 9th grade, right? Every single Christmas or Thanksgiving, every little get together from that point onward, each year after year after year, until we stopped doing them, that was always brought up. Let's play the fur coats on the boat game. Oh, Nick, do you have fur coats this year? Yeah, so. Maybe that didn't sound very funny, but fur coats on a boat. Very clever for a 7-year-old, right? So Orland said that these potatoes were they sat in the oven for at least an hour. Now we didn't preheat the oven, so that takes time. But they're very hard. They're very hard. But baked potatoes are supposed to be a little harder than the boiled potatoes. Now I want French fries. No, today's a healthy day, you guys. Bananas for breakfast, this for lunch, and for dinner, I don't know yet. Rice, white rice with vegetables, and some avocado. Healthy. So healthy. Remember I told you about my church? Oh! Little sloths, if you are bored, or if you're eating breakfast but you need to eat dinner with someone else, please. I made a mukbang called Cheese and Crackers. And I tell you all about my church, but not that many people saw it. Like 50% of what the average is right now. And I think the thumbnail's not as pretty, or maybe just cheese and crackers doesn't sound very appetizing. But I talked about my church, so check that out. Well, on the subject of holidays, Thanksgiving, Christmas, healthy food. One of my favorite parts about performing in that church was during Christmas time. Now, it didn't happen every year, but those of us that were performing, backstage, we would be in between services, because there's like a 8 p.m. service and a 12 p.m. service for the Christmas Eve. That's what I'm talking about, Christmas Eve. And in between, we stay at the church. We don't drive all the way home and come back. So everyone's wearing their Christmas sweaters with their bells, ching, 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 ching. You know, the Christmas jolly bells. And it's just very festive. And you have, what are they called, poinsettias and flowers and the wreaths everywhere. And, you know, the ladies with the nice perfume. And the church had this deep, dark red rug. Oh, it's just very nice. People will be eating cookies. Well, in between the two services, one of my favorite parts about doing this was someone would order pizza. Out of Christmas spirits. Oh, I just bought 5 pizzas. Let's all share. Oh, trust me, did I help myself to those pizzas? Oh, and I just loved it. Everyone's sitting together talking about Christmas stuff, or talking about their performance coming up, or if this is in between. So it's like, oh, I messed up that note. Well, it's okay. I'm going to do better this one. You know, people from the choir, my friend Kim who played the viola. That was nice. Why am I thinking? You know why? You know why? Because this is not pizza. I want pizza now. This is too healthy. Well, one day, I'm just going to do it today. I think tomorrow I'm going to make mac and cheese. See, that's not unhealthy. It's just the processed meats sometimes get to me. Let's try this pan. Some beets. Now, what's healthier? Boiled or baked? Oh, this is nice. This is saltier. The potato's softer, yes. Yes, honey. And I am getting snaps. Let me open up a few for you guys. Might as well. We're here during the mukbang. Mr. Noodle. Oh, that's Mr. Noodle. Oh, that's so cute. Who is this from? Papa Chinese. Po-e-p Chinese. So cute. Oh, no, I said critter. No, so cute. Autocorrect. Well, if you're watching this, that's why I said critter. Okay. What's this one say? How I study. I don't know how you could ever study listening to my blabbering mouth. See, I was one of those people that, I still am one of those people. If there's noise, either music, talking, I focus on that. You know, the only time I'll listen to music while doing something is cleaning. But when I'm trying to concentrate, if I'm trying to listen or learn or memorize, if there's especially music, because as a music major, you know, there's these YouTube videos out there. Oh, there we go. Called relaxing music for study. No, music for studying. And it's these beautiful orchestral pieces. Some of them are movie scores. Some of them are just classical composers. And I'm listening to that. And oh my gosh, I could never study or read during that, because as a music major, I'm listening to everything real deeply, and it's just, I'm focused on that. So yeah, I don't know how you focused on me. What was your name? Is this the Po Chinese? No. Wait a minute. Yes, maybe it was. See, my phone is so slow. It's only iPhone 5, but it has a refurbished battery and it just shuts off all the time. Let's see what else. Oh, my favorite Cliff Bar ever. Thank you. Press and hold to replay. No, I meant reply. I'm gonna say, OMG. I love you, from Cynthia. Hi, Cynthia. Oh, this is the girl that told me she watched 10 of my mukbangs last night. Oh my gosh, isn't that 10 hours? Wait a minute. Do you guys fast forward? How many of you watch on ×2? I had this friend, her name was Brianna, and she was so funny, you know. We had such good times. She would watch other people's videos on ×2 all the time. Because she's like, I don't have time to hear the whole thing, but she will always want to hear what they have to say. Some people she couldn't hear the whole thing because if they're fast speakers to begin with, so something like this times 2 would sound just impossible to understand and dictate to understand the words. Whereas most people though are kind of like, yeah, oh, and I had to go. You know, some people are not as fast as others. So anyways, she would always watch it and I never even knew that existed. I didn't know you could watch. See, like I said, I'm still learning the buttons on YouTube to this day. And she told me just like 5 months ago that you could watch on time, or maybe it was 6 or I don't know, whatever. It was this year that you could watch videos on times 2. It's in the settings buttons. Oh, I shouldn't even tell you that. Then you're gonna watch me on times 2. Or you know what? If that helps you get through the mukbang, then please pick your setting. Times 1, times 1 point, excuse me, times 1.2, times 0.5, 1.5, or times 2. Oh, this is so quick. I'm gonna say OMG. It was mac and cheese. Oh, yes. Who's this? Haircut. I have to do dishes. I'm sorry, dishes are the worst. Wow, you sent me a lot. I have to do dishes. Oh. Wait. Okay. Well. Was this the one? Who? I hate Snapchat. It plays and it goes away. I hate Snapchat so much. You know what? This person, I think it was Tobias Bulk. He looks just like my ex. Oh my gosh. Well, not very similar. You know, I think about him sometimes. But don't we all? You can't erase something from your life. You can pretend they're not there, or that you've moved on completely, and yeah, you can move on. But especially if you're together for more than a week or a month, you know, for the gays, a year is 7 years in gay years. All right, that's what they say, don't they? They say, you know, I don't, you know, that's probably very bad to say. Actually, it paints this stereotype, but. I don't know. I'm just telling you what's on my mind. I don't filter here. I don't. Okay. All right. This snap comes from Madi Drisietet. And she says, my dad is so good looking. Yes, he is. He looks like he could be in like a kid's TV. Oh. I'm sorry. Snapchat. Well, yeah, he looked like he could be in a kid's movie, like a kid's animation, like from Up or something. Up. That was a good movie, wasn't it? I saw Up at a friend's house in Pennsylvania. Telephone. And he invited me over to his house. And this was how long ago? Oh my gosh, was I in college visiting home for a little bit? It may have been so. Or maybe senior of high school. And this friend of mine was much older than me. Well, not much older. I don't know, 5 years, 10 years, I think. And, you know, I was always going back and forth from diet to diet to diet to diet. And so I'm not eating sugar. I'm not eating bread. I'm not eating cheese. And wait, what do you, well, I wasn't eating cheese last week, but hey, I'll have a pizza today. You know, my diets were all over the place. And so he very much catered to my diets at this time. And so I remember he made a home-cooked meal at his apartment. And he picked me up because, remember, no driver's license, no car, no nothing. And did I even get special permission? I don't even remember how I was able to escape the ball of chains down in the basement. Well, I escaped free. And I remember we went to his house and we watched Up together on the couch, and he made, I forget what he made. Vegetarian. I think, yeah, it did have cheese. Yeah, I've been vegetarian for a long time. And he made this really delicious dish. It was like vegetarian pot pie, little Bo Peep pot pie. Pie with stuff in it. It was like a bowl, and it was delicious. Oh, that was really fun. Such a great movie, right? Beautiful. Excuse me, this. And I still kept in contact with him after I left that area, you know, Pennsylvania, went to college and stuff. But then in the last maybe 2 years, no, it got dropped completely. I ended up, you know, I had an old Facebook account that had 5,000 friends and like 4,000 followers, and it was just like everything. It's like if I met you, I would be your Facebook friend, and I used it just for like networking. But then I got to a point where it was just too much, and I realized that a lot of people that I was connected with on this personal account actually didn't like me. And then, you know, I've gone through all different groups of people here and there, and, you know, the friends change, but you still keep the old ones on your Facebook. Why? I don't know why. So I was like, oh, and then I was getting crazy stalkers, people obsessed, and like every little thing I do. And so I was like, I deleted the whole account. And so I lost all those connections, you know, people that I probably, you know, you can't name every single person you're Facebook friends with, but if you see them, you're like, oh yeah, I know who that is. Our mind can't hold 10,000 people, 5,000 friends, 4,000 followers, whatever. It just was too much. So, yes. Did you hear that? Did any of my sloths hear that? That was my jaw snapping. I'm okay, it doesn't hurt, but it freaked me out. Wow, oh my goodness. Huh. I told you, these potatoes were a little hard. And I did say that, didn't I? Yes, I did. These are nice because they were cut up. Here's a little trick. If you guys want to, you know, have stuff a little softer, cut it up. Like when I make rice, I always put potatoes with the rice, but I don't just plop, put the whole dang potato in there. I cut it up into little pieces similar to this. Similar to what just fell onto the floor. You know, I cut them up and they cook well. Now I'm craving rice. I love rice. White rice, remember from Chipotle? White, yes. Brown rice is disgusting. Like, sorry, kid show. Not nice. Brown rice is not nice. I don't like, no, I don't. I think it's one of those things that has that marketing hype to it. Kale. Kale is disgusting. I'm sorry. I never ever bite a piece of kale and be like, oh, this is so good. Wow. It's sour, it's bitter, it's hard. You could make a shoe out of it. It's so dang hard. And when you juice it and then that still doesn't taste good. And there, I remember going someplace. And they compared kale to 10 other greens. And they said, here are 10 other greens that are actually healthier than kale, but haven't got that marketing to it. And arugula was on that list. I'm like, yes. I can't get arugula here. That's one of my favorite greens. I love arugula. Orlin.
Yeah?
Can we get arugula here?
You what?
Get arugula.
Arugula, yeah.
Well, that was Orlin. He just says we have to go someplace special for it. Well, it's not a thing, really. I'm sorry, I keep looking at my phone. But you know what? This is different. Keeps things.
Hi, Nikocado and Orlin.
Look at her hair.
I've been MIA, but I've been watching your videos. Even though I've been invisible, I've been watching. And I am like so proud of your progress and how far you're going. And I still want that collab soon, hopefully. I just moved out on my own to a new state, so things have... So So I'm just hoping that we can just catch up, but I hope all is well. I'm enjoying your mukbangs, and I will talk to you soon. Bye.
Oh, I hate Snapchat. It goes away and then shows you a list of people, my list of people, and it doesn't say which one that was. I think it's this one. Pick-a-gee. How many of you would like me to collab with her? I don't even know what she makes videos about. Oh, she said something about collabing, didn't she? I loved her hair. Ooh, her hair was pretty. Really nice and curly. Let's send her a, this is gonna be live. Oh my gosh, my cheeks are huge. Hi, well, I'm actually doing a mukbang right now. Say hi to the sloths. I have to twist my phone around. There you go. That's my snap. Oh my gosh, my cheeks are huge. Hi, well, I'm actually doing a mukbang right now. Say hi to the sloths. I have to twist my phone around. Oh my gosh, my cheeks are huge. Hi, well, I'm actually... Yes. Beautiful hair. Oh. This comes from Bazi. Oh my god, those are crates of mangoes, it looks like. Which is hard to see. Oh, no. Light bulbs. Fans. Helmets. Haas avocados! Oh! Wow. Oh, I love Haas avocado so much. I think, you know, that's what would make this taste a little better, wouldn't it? A nice Haas avocado. Mmm. I love, I'm sorry, Haas avocados. Ugh. When they're out of season, I get so sad. Oh my gosh, I love Haas avocados. I love, and they don't have. Wait, this is the, yeah, there's still like a little piece. It's called an eye. It's over there. Well, this is done. This is full, so we're still working. You know, I only feel halfway full anyways. I'm this close. Ooh. That tasted like an M&M. What did he, know what it was? It was a seed. Yeah, I crunched on a seed. That tasted like an M&M. You know what my favorite M&Ms were? The ones with the peanuts. Ooh, yes. I love peanuts. Peanut butter. Oh, I'm gonna make a peanut butter milkshake for all you guys and drink that. It'll be like a real quick mukbang. Yeah, I always say real quick mukbang, and it never ever goes by quickly, does it? Huh? Peanut butter M&Ms, yes. The jumbo size. Comment down below. Just be like, yes. And peanut M&Ms. Oh, they're so good. Oh, so good. Yes. Oh, cauliflower is in here. Oh, I dropped it. You know, my facial hair, it grows in a weird way. It doesn't come up really up here, but it's always on my neck. It's on my neck. And I get it here. So it's like, you know, there's a lot of people around the world that don't get, I think Asian people from Asia, Asian cultures, they can't really grow lots of facial hair, but then you have people from like the woods. They look like beasts, hairy beasts, you know. Oregon can't grow a lot of, you know, but I grow it here on my neck. I grow hair everywhere. Okay, I'll stop there. Oh. But some places are not as even as others, you know. Right. Still hasn't rained. Excuse me, even though I took that little break in between. Okay, this comes from somebody. You can see. What type of student were you in high school, and how important do you think higher education is? That comes from the different faces of the different faces of Agea. Makes me think of, what's that called? Memories of a geisha. Well, what type of student was I in high school? Well, I was different type, you know. Labels are good, but labels are bad. People say it's not good to label, but labels are not necessarily, you should be proud of your labels because it's still a part of who you are. And then you shouldn't be defined by your labels, but they still make up the whole big picture. You know, people who go back and forth with the debates, like Raven Simone from That's So Raven. She went on an Oprah show and she says, I don't want to be called African woman because I'm not African. I'm just a human. I'm sick of labels. I'm not an African American. Stop calling us African Americans. And that made a lot of African American people upset. Like, oh, you should be proud of where your roots come from. And then Raven says, well, it doesn't define me by who I am. But then Raven will say, well, I'm an LGBT, but she'll use that label. But I don't know. I think labels, they go back and forth. What am I saying? Well, in high school, let me just tell you the type of, obviously, I played violin. My sexuality, I was, you know, so I'm the gay guy, I'm the violin guy. And I wasn't so much a class clown in high school, but in elementary school, I loved making people laugh. Oh, yeah, elementary school, I was the class clown. But now high school, I was just like, nah, I'm kind of over it. Sometimes, but not really. High school, I didn't get terrible grades, but I did okay without having to try. I was lucky. Yeah. Oh, snap's coming. And, you know, certain classes, not all classes, I'd say for some, I could get by, not really study, not really pay attention, and get a B on it, or a B minus, and I'm fine with that. Because I thought I was going to go to a conservatory of music, and your grades aren't really that important there, because it's very narrow and focused on a single thing. So you go to the conservatory, learn music. They don't care what your grade was in chemistry. They don't care about your SATs. As long as you're not failing, they're like, okay, we want to hear how well you perform. We want to hear your ability because honestly, that's what you're here to do. So I had that set in my head for a long time. You know, I'm going to go to a music conservatory. Turns out I never actually did. Couldn't get my act together to learn some really hard pieces, and last minute you had to send in pre-recordings, and you know, I wish I knew about the Zoom H1, this little handheld recorder. But no, I think my mom eventually did get me one. I was just, you know, I get nervous sometimes and I build up this stuff, this blockage of me being able to chase my dreams. I'm like, well, I'm not good enough, you know, I don't play like Hillary Hahn, so I'm not even gonna bother. So I didn't try for a lot of the big schools like Juilliard and stuff, and NEC and Cleveland, and I really wanted to be in Boston, Boston Conservatory, but I ended up going to a regular university where they did look at my grades. But again, I wasn't terrible. I think I graduated with a 3.1 GPA, something, 3.2, 3.0. It was like low, very low threes, which is like B's, B minus, and I was okay with that. So, really, my life was all about music. You know, I was gonna say I didn't really go to parties. I didn't have that many friends that did invite me to parties, and the parties I went to would be like sit around and play board games. You know, I didn't really experiment with drinking in high school until like late junior year and that wasn't even often. It was just like a few occasions here and there. So yeah, that's the type of student I was. I kind of just, my whole life was about violin, and I wasn't there to like make a lot of friends. And I had friends and I lost friends, and I changed groups of friends, but really the violin is what kept me waking up each day. You know, you have these things in life that keep you going. You know, sometimes we all go through moments of depression, and I'm just like, I just want to give up. You know, I've thought about ending my life, and I'm not going to get into that right now, but I think we all do. Some more so to more extent than others. Some actually plan things out to the T. Some things just think of it like, what would it be like if I just stopped? You know, is it really worth it? Why am I here? All that kind of crazy thinking. And usually times of distress and stress is what brings about these feelings. And for me, getting picked on in school, not having friends, or really, I don't know, always being in the principal's office for little things, and like being upset with myself too, like, oh, why did I do that? Why did I say that? And it's just like, oh, I don't know. But what kept me going was music, and you know, that's why the violin's so special. You guys watch my Subway mukbang. I hope everyone on this channel takes the time to watch that. I talk a little bit about violin. At the end, maybe it was dramatic, but for me that is a reflection of what I feel about it. It's so important to me, like to be reunited with an instrument that I haven't seen for years because of life. Life just got in the way. So violin keeps me going. What keeps you going? I want to know. I'm going to read all the comments on this video, and I want to know what keeps you going. Is it family? Is it a craft? Is it your job? Maybe you really, really love your job. How important, the second question, how important do I think higher education is? I think it's an individual thing. And you know, it's said by so many people over and over. And nowadays, when schools cost an arm and a leg, at least in the United States, even the cheap schools are still $15,000. I'm sorry, but that's what some people make in like 2 years of working or a year of working. You know, working at McDonald's or doing YouTube part-time. You know, that's a lot of money. So I think higher education is taken on an individual basis, and you don't necessarily need it to do certain things. For me, by junior year, the beginning of junior year of college, I said I went to college for 2 years. I dropped out at the first semester of junior year. And I was like, look, I'm gonna graduate with some debt. Not a lot of debt, thank God. I eventually got like a full ride. But, you know, I still paid off freshman year and everything. And I'm gonna graduate with debt. And then what? Why? If I'm going to go audition for an orchestra where they don't even look to see if I have a degree. Or if I'm going to go teach out of my home, have a private violin studio, they don't see if I have a degree. Or if I'm going to audition for this musical or this tour or do sound recording for the next big Star Wars movie in LA, they don't care if I have a degree. So why? So, you know, myself says, well, it's for the experience. But then I also tell myself, well, can I actually remember anything I learned in college? No, I can't really remember. So why? I can't really remember what I did in psychology class. It's all a blur. You tell me, what significant thing you learned in psychology class? If you're a 40-year-old woman watching my mukbang, what did you learn in psychology class that applies to your life right now? You know? It's good to like pull and push the mind and stretch it out and, you know, use it. But school's not the only way to do that. And, you know, some people are more self-driven than others. I think I'm one of those people that's like, hey, I'm waking up every day and I'm going to do YouTube. Or I'm going to wake up every day and I'm going to like audition for this and this and this as a freelance musician. Or some people are more driven than others. So those people, again, college is definitely not needed. So yeah, it really depends what you're doing. You know, if you want to make shoes for a living, you don't have to go to college. If you want to, well, even here where I live, like 90% of the people where I live right now don't go to college. And it's not needed. It's really about the experience and the trial and error and the years of doing the same thing over and over and perfecting your craft, whatever that is. The people that were, you know, doing the upstairs apartment above us, or the people outside that walk around with little trolleys selling fruit. That's how they support themselves, you know? So yeah, higher education depends if you want to be a doctor, yes, you have to. If you want to be a teacher, yeah, you have to. But that's my answer. My all over the place answer. Ooh. Beets and ojukos. Ooh. Really nice. Orlin makes this amazing. So messy. Orlin makes this amazing beet salad, but it's not really a salad. It's just like steamed beets, so they're nice and soft, and he adds a lot of sugar with avocado, Haas avocado. And it's so good. He made it for me when I got off the plane at the airport. He like brought it to the airport. Here, eat. It was so nice. And I haven't had it ever since. And that's what makes me think, you know, beets are really nice. Is that the... Okay. This is not okay. This is not... Oh, not okay. Yeah, this is that bad one I kept picking up by accident. And you go. I want to make a nice pumpkin pie this Thanksgiving. Oh, it'd be so nice. Ah. Still thinking about opening a P.O. box. Almost every day. Not every day, but definitely 5 days a week. Ever since I mentioned P.O. box the other week, 2 weeks ago, everyone keeps asking. Oh, I don't know. It'll be so much easier if things would just ship here. When you ship to Mexico, things don't go. When you ship to Guatemala, things don't go. These countries are not like Europe, Australia, and I can't even use Amazon here, so it's more difficult and it's more expensive, and things will get lost more easily. So I need a P.O. box in, I guess, Florida, or maybe I could do one in Pennsylvania, and then have it sent to me here. I don't know. I would have to go, but then if they're big things, I have to bring them. You know, that's the dilemma. If you guys send big packages, you have to bring them here. Not like I'm complaining. It's so cool to like get whatever you decide to send, but it's just something I have to think about. How would I get it here? Will it fit on a plane? Do I have to pay for extra luggage, or it's a surprise. I don't know what's going to be sent. So, yeah, and then I would have to go to the States more often to get the things. Yeah. So. It is on my mind though. But it's a sticky situation. Well, this mukbang is getting very long, isn't it? I think we're close to an hour. I could be wrong. I think I'm gonna go finish this off camera so I don't bore you anymore. If this was boring, I'm sorry. Well, comment and be like, I watched the whole thing. I just want to know. And you guys, well, thanks for keeping me company. It was really good, chit-chatting. And let me know what you had, as always. And I'll see you tomorrow for another mukbang. My little sloths, thank you so much for your time. Please give this a thumbs up right now if you haven't done so already, just so that I know you liked it and that you enjoyed it, and have a really good day. And oh my gosh, sometimes the ending's so awkward. I'm just like, oh, okay, goodbye.